Fiddler on the Roof. Sounds crazy, no? But here in our little village of Anatevka, you might say, every one of us is a fiddler on the roof, trying to scratch out a pleasant, simple tune without breaking his neck. It isn't easy. You may ask, why do we stay if it's so dangerous? We stay because Anatevka is our home. And how do we keep our balance? That I can tell you in one word. Tradition! 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 We've kept our balance for many, many years. Here in Anatevka, we have traditions for everything. How to eat, how to sleep, how to wear clothes. For instance, we always keep our heads covered, and we always wear little prayer shoes. This shows our constant devotion to God. You may ask, how did this tradition get started? I'll tell you. I don't know, but it's a tradition. And because of our traditions, everyone knows who he is and what God expects him to do.
Who day and night must scramble for a living, feed a wife and children, say his daily prayers, and who has the right, as master of the house, to have the final word at home. The Papa! Tradition, the Papa, tradition.
We must know the way to make a proper home, a quiet home, a kosher home. We must raise the family and run the home, so Papa's free to read the holy book. The Mama.
I hear they picked a bride for me. I hope she's pretty. The sons, tradition. The sons, tradition.
And who does Mama teach to mend and tend and fix, preparing me to marry whoever Papa picks? The
daughters, tradition. The daughters, tradition. As we are starting teachers, and when I heard that tradition, and everything fixed to right for me, I hope she's tradition. The tradition.
And in the circle of our little village, we've always had our own special times. For instance, Yento the matchmaker.
Autumn, I found the perfect match for your son. A wonderful girl.
Really? Who is it?
Rachel, the shoemaker's daughter.
Rachel. But she can hardly see. She's almost blind.
Tell the truth, Autumn, is your son so much to look at? With the way she sees and the way he looks, it's a perfect match.
And Reb Nachum, the beggar.
Alms to the poor! Alms to the poor!
Here, Lebnuckum, is 1 kopeck.
1 kopeck? Last week you gave me 2 kopecks.
I had a bad week.
So, if you had a bad week, why should I suffer?
And most important, our beloved rabbi.
Rabbi, may I ask you a question?
Certainly, my son.
Is there a proper blessing for the Tsar?
A blessing for the Tsar? Of course. May God bless and keep the Tsar far away from us.
Then there are the others in our village. They make a much bigger circle. His Honor the priest, His Honor the constable, His Honor many others. We don't bother them, and so far they don't bother us. And amongst ourselves we've always gotten along perfectly well. Although there was the time when he sold him a horse but delivered a mule. But that's all settled now. Now we live in simple peace and harmony.
It was a horse.
It was a mule, you do. Tradition. Without our traditions, our lives here would be as shaky as a fiddler on the roof.
Put them on my head. By the stove, foolish girl. Where's Kava?
She's in the barn milking.
When will Papa be home? Oh, it's almost Sabbath, and he worries a lot when he'll be home. All day long, riding on top of his wagon like a prince.
Mama, you know Papa works hard.
His horse works harder, and you don't have to defend your Papa to me. I know him longer than you. He should only live and be well. Spritza, bring us some more potatoes. Papa, did you finish milking?
Yes, Mama.
Papa, were you reading again? Why does a girl have to read? Will it find her a better husband? Here.
Mama, Yenta's coming. She's down the road. Maybe she's finally found a good match for you, Sight.
From your mouth to God's ears.
But why does she have to come now? It's almost Sabbath.
Go finish in the barn. I want to talk to Yenta alone.
Mama, can I go out and play?
You have feet. Go.
May I go too?
Go to. But Mama, the men she finds. The last one was so old and he was bald. He had no hair. A poor girl without a dowry can't be so particular. You want hair? Marry a monkey.
After all, I'm not yet 20 years old.
Do you have to boast about your age? Do you want to tempt the evil eye? Outside.
Golda, darling. I just had to see you because I have such news for you. And not just every day of the week news, but once in a lifetime news. And where are your daughters? Outside, no? Good. Such diamonds, such jewels. You'll see, Golda, I'll find every one of them a husband. But you shouldn't be so picky. I mean, even the worst husband, God forbid, is better than no husband, God forbid. And you should know better than me. Ever since my husband died, I've been a poor widow, alone, nobody to talk to, nothing to say to anyone. It's no life. All I do at night is think of him, and even thinking of him gives me a pleasure because, you know as well as I, he was not much of a person. Never made a living. Everything he touched turned to mud, but better than nothing.
Good evening. Is Idle in the house?
Yes, but she's busy. You can come back later.
But I would like to speak with her.
Later.
Wow, I thought I heard you.
You finish what you were doing. I said later.
All right.
What does that poor little Taylor Motto want with Seitel?
They've been friends since they were babies together. They talk, they play.
They play? What do they play?
Who knows? They're just children.
From such children come other children.
Motto is nothing. Yenta. You said.
Children, children. They are your blessing in your old age. But my Aaron couldn't give me children. Oh, believe me, he was as good as gold. Never raised his voice to me. But otherwise, he was not much of a man, so what good is it if he never raised his voice? What's the use complaining? Some women enjoy complaining, but not Yenta. Not every woman in the world can be a Yenta. Well, I have to go prepare my horse out of the table now. So goodbye, Golden. It was a pleasure talking our hearts out to each other.
Yenta, you said you had news.
Oh my goodness, I'm losing my head. One day it will fall off altogether and a horse will come by and kick it into the mud and then goodbye, Yenta. Of course, the news. It's about Laserwolf the butcher, a good man, a fine man, true. And I don't have to tell you that he's well off, but he's lonely, the poor man. You understand, of course you do. To make it short, out of the whole town, he's cast his eye on Seitel.
My Seitel?
No, the Tsar's Seitel. Of course you're Seitel.
Such a match for my Seitel. But Tevye doesn't like Laser. He wants a learned man.
Listen to me, Goldeye. Send Tevye to him and don't tell him what it's about. Let Laser discuss it himself. He'll win him over. So you'll tell me how it went, and you don't have to thank me because, aside from my fee, which anyway Laser will pay, it gives me great satisfaction to help others. I mean, what greater satisfaction is there? So goodbye, Golda, and you're welcome.
What did she want, Mama? When I want you to know, I'll tell you. Finish washing the floor.
I wonder if Yenta's found a husband for you.
I'm not anxious for Yenta to find me a husband.
Don't let this model, the tailor.
I didn't ask you.
Seitel, you're the oldest. They have to make a match for you before they can make one for me.
And then after her, one for me.
So whatever Yenta brings.
Oh, Yenta!
Well, somebody has to arrange the matches. Young people can't decide these things themselves.
She might bring someone wonderful.
Someone interesting.
And well off. And important.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the veil. You bring the groom, slender and pale. Bring me a ring for I'm longing to be envy of all I see. King for me, well, I wouldn't holler if he were as handsome as anything. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match on my own.
And since when have you been interested in the match, Hava? I thought you had your eye on the books. And you have your eye on the rabbi's son.
Well, why not? We have only one rabbi and he has only one son. Why shouldn't I want the best?
Because you're a girl from a poor family, and whatever Yenta brings, you'll take, right? Of course, right. Hot! Have I made a match for you? He's handsome, he's young. All right, he's 62, but he's a nice man. A good catch, true? True. I promise you'll be happy, and even if you're not, there's more to life than that. Don't ask me what. Ha! I found him. Will you be a lucky bride? He's handsome, he's tall. That is from side to side, but he's a nice man, a good catch, right? Right. You heard he has a temper. He'll beat you every night, but only when he's sober. So you're all right. Did you think you'd get a prince? Well, I do the best I
to this minute I misunderstood that I could get stuck for good. Tiento, see that he's gentle, remember you were also upright. It's not that I'm sentimental, it's just that I'm terrified. Matchmaker, plan me no plans. I'm in no rush. Maybe I learned playing with matches a girl can get burned. So bring me no rain, groom me no groom, find me no wine, catch me no cash, unless he's a match.
Today I'm a horse. Dear God, did you have to make my horse lose his shoe just before the Sabbath? That wasn't very nice. Enough you pick on me, Teddy. Bless me with 5 daughters, a life of poverty. But what have you got against my horse? You know, sometimes
So you're finally home. My breadwinner.
I'll talk to you later.
Where is your horse?
He was invited to the blacksmith's for Sabbath.
Well, hurry up. The sun won't wait for you. And I've got something to say to you.
As the good book says, heal us, O Lord, and we shall be healed. In other words, send us the cure. We've got the sickness already. I'm not really complaining. After all, with your help, I'm starving to death. Oh, Lord, you made many, many poor people. I realize, of course, that it's no shame to be poor. But it's no great honor either. So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune? If I were a rich man. All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work. If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof and real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And each loud will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work. If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin. Supervising meals to her heart's delight. I'd see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Aye, what a happy mood she's in. Screaming at the servants day and night. The most important men in town will come to farm on me. They will ask me to advise them, like a Solomon the wise. If you please, Reptavia, pardon me, Reptavia, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. Yalla-dee-da-da, yalla-da-da, yalla-da-da, da. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray. Maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I'd discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. And that would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man, dum. All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work. Dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man? I'm sorry, Rebecca. I had an accident with my horse.
Tevye, you forgot the rabbi's order.
I know, Reb Mitchell.
Reb Tevye, you forgot my order for the Sabbath.
This is bigger news than the plague in Odessa.
News. Speaking of news, terrible news in the outside world. Terrible. Well, what is it?
What does it say?
It says here that in a village called Rizhenka, all the Jews were evicted, forced to leave their homes.
For what reason?
Doesn't say. Maybe a plague. Maybe the Tsar wanted their land.
May the Tsar have his own personal plague.
Amen. Why don't you ever bring us some good news?
I only read it. It was an edict from the authorities.
May the authorities start itching in places they can't reach.
Amen.
Why do you curse them? What good does your cursing do? You all stand around and curse and chatter and don't do anything. You'll all chatter your way into your grave.
Excuse me, you're not from this village.
No.
And where are you from?
Kiev. I was a student in the university there.
Ah, the university. Is that where you learn to criticize your elders?
That's where I learned that there is more to life than talk. You should know what's going on in the outside world.
Why should I break my head in what's going on in the outside world? Let them break their own heads.
He's right. As the good book says, if you spit in the air, it lands in your face.
That's nonsense. You can't close your eyes to what's happening in this world.
You know, he's right.
He's right. And he's right. How can they both be right?
You know, you're also right.
He's right. He's still wet behind the ears.
Good Sabbath, Tevye.
Good Sabbath, Mark.
Good Sabbath, Tevye, Jerome.
Tevye had the rabbi's order. Like cheese.
Of course. So you're from Kiev, Red?
Perchik.
Perchik. As Abraham said, I'm a stranger in a strange land.
Moses said that.
Oh, forgive me, you're right. As King David put it, I'm slow of speech and slow of tongue.
That was also Moses.
Well, for a man who was slow of tongue, he should have talked a lot.
And the cheese?
Of course. Here, Red Perchik. Have a piece.
I have no money. And I'm not a beggar.
Take it. It's a blessing for me to give.
Very well. For your sake.
Thank you. You know, it's no crime to be poor.
In this world, it's the rich who are the criminals. Someday their wealth will be ours.
That would be nice. They would agree, I'd agree.
And who will make this miracle come to pass?
People. Ordinary people.
Like you?
Like me.
Nonsense.
And until this golden day, Perchik, how will you live?
By giving lessons to children. Do you have children?
I have 5 daughters.
5?
Daughters.
Girls should learn too. Girls are people.
He's a radical!
I'd be willing to teach them. Open their minds to many great thoughts.
Like what great thoughts?
Well, the Bible has many lessons for our day.
You know, I'm a very poor man, Perchik. Food for lessons? Good, good. Why don't you come and spend the Sabbath with us? We don't eat like kings, but then we don't starve either. As the good book says, if a poor man eats a chicken, one of them is sick.
Where does the book say that?
Well, it doesn't exactly say that, but somewhere it has something about a chicken. Good Sabbath.
Good Sabbath.
I wonder why Yenta was here. Maybe she found a match for something.
Good Sabbath, children. Children, this is Perchik. Perchik, that's my oldest daughter.
Good Sabbath.
Good Sabbath.
You have a pleasant daughter.
I have 5 pleasant daughters. This is mine, and 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 this is not mine. Perchik, this is
Oh, so you did me a favor and came in.
This is also mine. Golda, this is Perchik from Kiev. He's going to be spending the Sabbath with us. He's a teacher. Children, would you like to take lessons from Perchik?
I'm really a good teacher. A very good teacher.
I heard once a rabbi who must praise himself has a congregation of 1.
Your daughter has a quick and witty tongue.
Well, the wit she gets from me. As the good book says,
The good book can wait. Get washed.
the tongue she gets from her mother.
Matul, you'll also be eating with us? Of course. Another blessing. Saitul, 2 more. Prince Yelty, get washed.
Model can help me, Mama.
All right, get the table. Ava, you go too. Perchik, you can watch out at the well. Tevya, I have something to say to you.
Why should today be any different?
Tevya, I have to tell you.
I pray.
Tevya Laser Wolfing wants to see you.
A butcher? About what?
I don't know. Only that he said it's important.
What could be important? I don't have anything for him to slaughter.
After the Sabbath, go see him and talk to
Talk
him.
about what? Talk about what? He wants my milk cow.
Tevya, don't be an ox. The man says an important message.
Baruch
He should
atah
do
Adonai
it and talk to him.
Talk about what? He wants my milk cow.
Talk to him.
All right, I'll talk to him. After the Sabbath, I'll talk to him.
Model,
Yenta was here.
I saw her.
If they find someone, then there will be a match, and then it'll be too late for us.
Don't worry, Zaito. I found someone who'll sell me his used sewing machine, so in a few weeks I'll have saved up enough money to buy it. And then your father will be impressed with me.
But model, a few weeks may be too late.
But what else can we do?
You could ask him for my hand tonight, now.
Why should he consider me now? I'm just a poor tailor.
And I'm only the daughter of a poor milkman. Just talk to him.
Zaito, if your father says no, that's it. It's final. Deal with me.
Mottle!
I'm just a poor tailor.
Mottle, even a poor tailor is entitled to some happiness.
That's true.
Will you talk to him? Will you talk to him?
All right. I'll talk to him.
Where is everybody? Light! We gotta light the candles. Children, where is everybody?
Reb Tevye?
What? What is it?
Good Sabbath, Reb Tevye.
It's Sabbath. Children, it's time to light the candles.
I know, no explanation whatsoever. Just said it.
How can the Tsar do it?
The Tsar.
Remorka,
Yes, Laser Wolf.
please bring a bottle of your best brandy, 2 glasses.
Your best brandy crab laser. You can afford it.
What's the equation? You getting ready for a party?
There might be a party. Maybe even a wedding.
A wedding! Wonderful. I'll be sure to make that wedding merry. Lead the dancing and so forth. For a little fee, naturally.
Naturally. A wedding is no wedding without you. And your fee.
Good evening, innkeeper. Evening.
I'd like a drink. Down here.
Vodka, schnapps?
Vodka.
Right away.
Good evening, Morton.
Good evening, Tevye.
Good evening.
What are you doing here so early?
He wants to buy my milk cow. Good evening, Laser.
Octavia, sit down. Have a drink.
I won't insult you by saying no.
So how goes it with you, Tevye?
How should it go?
You're right.
And you?
The same.
Sorry to hear that.
So how's your brother-in-law in America?
I think he's doing very well.
Ah, he wrote you.
Yeah, not lately.
Then how do you know?
If he was doing badly, he'd write. Yeah.
Tevye, I suppose you know why I wanted to see you.
Yes, I do, Laser, and I'm sorry there's no use talking about it.
Why not?
Why, yes. Why should I get rid of her?
Well, you have a few more without her.
Oh, I see. Today you want one, tomorrow you may want two.
Two. What would I do with two?
The same as you do with one.
Tevye, this is very important to me.
Why is this so important to you?
Frankly, because I'm lonesome.
Lonesome? What are you talking about?
You don't know.
We're talking about my milk cow. The one you want to buy from me?
A milk cow? So I won't be lonesome.
What's so funny?
We're talking about your daughter. Your daughter's Zeitel.
My daughter's idle?
Of course your daughter's Zeitel. I see her in my butcher shop every Thursday. She's made a good impression on me. I like her. And as for me, Tevye, as you know, I'm pretty well off. I have my own house, good store, servant. Look, Tevye, why do we have to try to impress each other? Let's shake hands and call it a match. And you won't need a dowry for her. And maybe you'll find something in your own purse, too.
Shame on you! Shame! What do you mean my own purse? Think my daughter's the type I would sell for money?
All right. You say we won't talk about money. The important thing is, let's get it done. And I will be good to her, Tevye. I like her. What do you think?
What do I think? What do I think? I've never liked it. Yeah, you can have a fine conversation with him, too, if you're talking about livers or kidneys. On the other hand, not everyone has to be a scholar. And if you're wealthy enough, no one will ever call you stupid. Ah, but he has a problem. He's much older than my daughter. That's her problem. But she's much younger. That's his problem. I always thought of him as a butcher, but perhaps I misjudged him. He's a decent man. He'll try to make her happy. What do I think? I think it's a match.
You agree?
I agree.
Tevye, that's wonderful. Let's drink on it.
Why not? To you.
No, my friend, to you.
To the both of us.
To our agreement.
To our agreement. To our prosperity. To our good health and happiness. And most important, to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Here's to the father I tried to be.
Here's to my bride to be.
Drink l'chaim, to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Life has a way of confusing us.
Blessing and bruising us.
Drink l'chaim, to life. God would like us to be joyful, even when our hearts lie panting on the floor.
How much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for?
Life, l'chaim. To Zeitel, my daughter.
My wife! It gives you something to think think about.
Something to drink about. Drink the fire. Right.
Red Mark, Captain. Drinks whatever you want. I am drinking myself a bride.
What is it?
Damn yourself. Cycle.
Mazel tov.
To Laser Wolf,
To Tavia.
to Zeidel, your daughter.
My wife.
May all your futures be pleasant ones, not like our present ones. Drink the lion,
To life. To life.
the lion,
The lion.
the lion, to life. It takes a wedding to make us say, let's live another day.
Drink the lion. To life.
We'll raise a glass and sip a drop of schnapps in honor of the great good luck that favored you. We know that when good fortune favors to such many stands to reason, we deserve it too. To us and our good fortune, be happy, one life. And if our good fortune ever comes, it's do whatever comes. Bring the lion to life.
Red Blazer.
For the Russian.
You good, Tevye?
very beautiful.
Yes, Laban. After the wedding, you and I will be related. You will be my boss.
Your papa? You know something? I always wanted a son, but one a little younger than myself.
Good evening.
Good evening, Constable.
What's the celebration?
Tevia's marrying off his oldest daughter.
May I offer my congratulations, Tevye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, Tevye, I have a piece of news I think I should tell you.
Yes, Your
As
Honor.
a friend.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm giving you this news because I like you. You're a decent, honest person, even though you are a Jewish dog.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. How often does a man get a compliment like that? And your news?
We've been given orders that sometime soon this district is to have a little unofficial demonstration.
A pogrom? Here?
No, just a little unofficial demonstration.
How little?
Not too serious, just some mischief, so that if an inspector comes through, he can see that we have done our duty. Personally, I don't see why there has to be this trouble between people, but I thought I should tell you, and you can tell the others.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're a decent man. If I may say so, it's too bad you're not a Jew.
That's what I like about you, Tevye. Always joking. And congratulations again for your daughter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Goodbye, Your Honor. Did you have to send me news like that on tonight of all nights? You know, I do realize that we're the chosen people. But once in a while, couldn't you choose someone else? Anyway, thanks for finding a match for my Zeitel. Chaim.
Now, children, I will tell you the story from the Bible of Laban and Jacob. Then we'll discuss it together. All right? Good. Now, Laban had two daughters, Leah and the beautiful Rachel. And Jacob loved the younger Rachel, so he asked Laban for her hand. And Laban agreed if Jacob would work for him for 7 years.
Was Laban a mean man?
He was an employer. Now, do you know what happened after Jacob worked 7 years? Laban fooled him and gave him his ugly daughter Leah. So to marry Rachel, Jacob was forced to work another 7 years. You see, children, the Bible clearly teaches us you must never trust an employer. Do you understand?
Yes, Perchik. Yes, Perchik.
Good. Now let's talk.
Papa isn't up yet?
No, Mama.
Then enough lessons for today. We'll have to do Papa's work for him today. How long can a man sleep? He stumbled home late last night and fell into bed like a dead man. I couldn't get a word out of him. Put that away and clean the barn. And call me when Papa gets up.
very interesting lesson, Perchik.
Do you think so?
Although I don't know the rabbi would agree with your interpretation.
And neither, I suppose, would the rabbi's son.
My little sisters have big tongues.
And what do you know about him, except that he is the rabbi's son? Would you be interested in him if he was the shoemaker's son or the tinsmith's son?
Well, at least I know this. He doesn't have any strange ideas about turning the world upside down.
Certainly. Any new idea would be strange to you. Remember, the Lord said, let there be light.
Yes, well, he was not talking to you personally.
You have spirit. Maybe even a little intelligence, perhaps.
Oh, thank you.
What good is your brain? Without curiosity, it's just a rusty tool. Good day, Otto.
We have an old custom here. A boy acts respectfully to a girl. But of course, that is too traditional for an advanced thinker like you.
Our traditions! Nothing must change. Everything is perfect the way it is.
We like our ways.
Our ways are changing all over but here. Here, men and women keep apart. Men study, women in the kitchen. Boys and girls must not touch, should not even look at each other.
I'm looking at you.
You're very brave. Do you know that in the city, boys and girls can be affectionate without the permission of a matchmaker? They even hold hands together. They even dance together. New dances. Like this. Do you like it?
It's very nice.
There. We just changed an old tradition.
Yes. Well, you're welcome. I mean, thank you. I mean, good day.
Good day.
Bilka. Sprinter? What's your name?
Hello, Papa.
Pop. Where's Saito?
She's in the barn.
Call her out. All right, Perchik. How are the lessons today?
We made an interesting beginning.
Ah, so he's finally up. Well, what happened last night besides your drinking like a peasant? Did you see Laser Wolf? What did he say? What did you say? Do you have news?
Ah, quiet, woman! As the good book says, good news will stay, and bad news will refuse to leave. There's another saying that
You
goes...
can die from such a man.
Oh, Zeitel, my lamb. Sit down. Zeitel, you ought to be congratulated. You're going to be married.
Married?
What do you mean, Papa?
Laser Wolf has asked for your hand.
I knew it.
Butcher?
What can we say? My heart told me today would be our lucky day. Oh, dear God, I thank thee.
And what do you say?
What can she say? My firstborn, a bride, may you grow old in honor and fortune with a man, not like Frumasar, that first wife of his. She was a bitter woman, may she rest in peace, but not like my Zeitel. Now I must go thank Yenta. My Zeitel, a bride!
You call that a mazel tov? And you, Perchik, aren't you going to congratulate her?
Congratulations, Idol, for getting a rich man.
Again with the rich? What's wrong with being rich?
It's no reason to marry. Money is the world's curse.
Oh, may God smite me with it, and may I never recover. Zeitel knows I mean only for her welfare. Am I right, Zeitel?
Yes, Papa.
Hey, see?
I see very well.
Well, what's wrong, Zeitel? Why are you so silent? Aren't you happy with his blessing?
Oh, Papa!
What is it?
I don't want to marry him. I can't marry him. I can't.
What do you mean you can't? If I say you will, you will.
Papa, if it's a matter of money, I'll do anything. I'll hire myself out as a servant. I'll dig ditches. I'll haul rocks. Only don't make me marry him, Papa, please.
What's wrong with Laser? He likes you.
Papa, I will be unhappy with him. All my life, I will be unhappy. I'll dig ditches. I'll haul rocks.
No. We made an agreement. And with us, an agreement is an agreement.
Is that more important than I am, Papa? Papa, please don't force me. I'll be in happy.
All right. I won't force you.
Thank you, Papa.
Seems it was not ordained that you should have all the comforts of life, or that your mother and I should have a little happiness after all our hard work.
Reb Tevye, may I speak with you?
Not now, Martin.
But I would like to speak with you.
Later, Martin. I have problems.
That's what I would like to speak with you about. I think I can help.
Certainly. Like a bandage can help a corpse. Goodbye, Martin. Goodbye.
At least listen to him, Papa.
All right. You have a tongue. Talk.
Reb Tevye, I hear you're arranging a match for Zeitel.
He also has ears.
I have a match for Zeitel.
What kind of a match?
A perfect fit.
Perfect fit?
Like a glove.
Oh, like a glove.
This match was made exactly to measure.
A perfect fit? Made to measure? Stop talking like a tailor. Tell me who is it?
Please don't shout at me, Reb Tevye.
All right. Who is it?
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 It's me. Myself.
Him? Himself? I think you're completely out of your mind. You're crazy. He must be crazy. Arrange a match for yourself? What are you? The bridegroom? The guest? The matchmaker all rolled into one? I suppose you'll even perform the ceremony. You must be crazy.
Please don't shout at me, Reb Tevye. As for being my own matchmaker, I know it's a little unusual.
Unusual? It's crazy.
The thing is, Reb Tevye, your daughter Zina and I gave each other a pledge over a year ago that we would marry.
You gave each other a pledge?
Yes, Papa. We gave each other a pledge.
They gave each other a pledge? Unheard of! Absurd! You gave each other a pledge. Unthinkable! Where do you think you are? In Moscow? In Paris? Where do they think they are? America? And what do you think you're doing? You stitcher! You nothing! Who do you think you are? King Solomon? This isn't the way it's done. Not here, not now. Some things I cannot, I will not allow. Tradition! Marriages must be arranged by the Papa. This should never be changed. One little time you pull on a prop, and where does it stop? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Do I have something to say about my daughter, or doesn't anyone have to ask the father anymore?
I've been meaning to ask you for some time, Reb Tevye, but I've been waiting till I'd saved up enough money to buy my own sewing machine.
Stop talking nonsense! You are just a poor tailor.
That's true, Reb Tevye, but even a poor tailor's entitled to some happiness. I promise you, Reb Tevye, your daughter will not starve.
He's beginning to talk like a man. On the other hand, what kind of match would that be with a poor tailor? On the other hand, he is a decent hard worker. But he has absolutely nothing. On the other hand, things couldn't get worse for him. They could only get better. They gave each other a pledge. Unheard of. Absurd. They gave each other a pledge. Unthinkable. But look at my daughter's face. She loves him, she wants him, and look at my daughter's eyes, so hopeful. Tradition! Well, children, when should we make the wedding?
Oh, thank you, Papa.
Reb Tevye, you won't be sorry.
I won't be sorry. I'm sorry already.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Papa. Modern children, pledging their own troth. Golden. What am I going to tell Golden? Help!
Oh, Mama, you were wonderful.
It was a miracle. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles. God took a Daniel once again, stood by his side, and miracle of miracles, walked him through the lion's den. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles. I was afraid that God would frown, but like he did so long ago in Jericho, God just made a wall fall down. When Moses softened Pharaoh's heart, that was a miracle. When God made the waters of the Red Sea part, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is that out of a worthless lump of clay, God has made a man today. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, God took a tailor by the hand, turned him around, and miracle of miracles, walked him to the promised land. When David slew Goliath, yes, that was a miracle. When God gave us manna in the wilderness, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is the one I thought could never be. God has given you to
Chares. She was just here a minute ago.
Fruma Sarah has been dead for years. Tevye, you must have been dreaming. Tell me what you dreamt and I'll tell you what it meant.
But it was terrible.
Tell me.
All right. Only don't be frightened.
Tell me.
All right. This was my dream. In the beginning, I dreamt that we were having a celebration of something. Everybody we knew was there. And musicians, too. And in the middle of the dream, in walked your grandmother Zeitel, may she rest in peace.
Grandmother Zeitel? How did she look?
Well, for a woman who's been dead 30 years, she looks very good. And naturally, I went up to greet her, and she said to me,
a blessing on your head.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
To see a daughter wed.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
To such a son-in-law, like no one ever saw. The tailor Mottle can soil.
Mottle?
A worthy boy is he.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
A pious family.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
They named him after my dear Uncle Mordecai. The tailor Mottle can soil.
She must have heard wrong. A butcher? She meant a tailor. I mean, she meant a butcher. Now you're confusing me.
you must have heard wrong, Grandma. There's no tailor.
What?
You mean a butcher, Grandma, by the name of Laser Wolf.
No! I mean a tailor! Tanya, my great-grandchild! My little title, who you named for me, Metal's bride was meant to be. For such a match I pray.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
In heaven it was made.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
A fine upstanding boy, a comfort and a joy. The
butcher.
But we announced it, Grandma, to our neighbors.
What?
We made a bargain, Grandma, with the butcher, Blazer Wolf.
Such a son-in-law that no one ever saw. The tailor Mottle Camzoy.
But he's a butcher.
The tailor Mottle Camzoy.
His name is Blazer Wolf. The tailor Mottle Camzoy.
Shaw! Shaw! Who is this? My righteous anger shaken.
Could it be?
Sure, yes it could.
Why not? Who could be mistaken?
Is the butcher's wife come from beyond the grave? Is the butcher's dear darling departed wife? From the Sarah, from the Sarah, from the Sarah, from the Sarah, from the Sarah.
Be any better? Amen. A blessing on my head, mazel tov, mazel tov. Like Grandma Zeitel said, mazel tov, mazel tov. We'll have a son-in-law like no one ever saw. The tailor Mottle Camzoil.
We haven't got the man.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
We had when we began.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
But since your grandma came, she'll marry, what's his name?
The tailor Mottle Camzoil. The tailor Mottle Camzoil. The tailor Mottle Camzoil. The tailor Mottle Camzoil.
Bagels! Chris, bagels! Bagels!
Did you hear? Tevye Zyla's wearing model, not laser wolf.
No!
Yes!
Zyla's marrying model?
Yes!
No!
What's all the excitement about?
Tevye Zyla was going to marry Model.
Laser Wolf Butcher.
No! Model the tailor. Model the tailor.
Well, it's terrible. Mazel tov, Mazel.
Imagine! Zyla's marrying model. I can't believe it.
Oh, excuse me, Chandler. Mazel tov.
Rachel, do you have a letting coat for me?
Laser Wolf ordered one, but it's not cheap.
I got his bride. I can get his coat.
Come on, I'll show you.
Oh, Hava, will you watch the shop for me for a few minutes? I'll be right back.
Of course.
Thank you.
Mazel tov, Hava.
Mazel tov, Lava.
So excited.
This year, you're only going to do what? Yes?
Me and the rabbi. Rabbi Jacob.
Mazel tov, Hava. Mazel tov, Hava.
Mazel tov, Papa.
Mazel tov, Hava.
Mazel tov, Hava.
Please let me pass.
Why, we're congratulating you.
Mazel tov. All right, stop it.
What's wrong with you?
Just stop it.
Now listen here, Fiedka.
Goodbye, Sasha. I said goodbye. I'm sorry about that. They mean no harm.
Don't they? Is there something you want?
Yes, I'd like to talk with you.
I'd rather not.
I've often noticed you at the booksellers. Not many girls in this village like to read. Would you like to borrow this book? It's very good.
No. Thank you.
Why? Because I'm not Jewish? Do you feel about us the way they feel about you? I didn't think you would.
What do you know about me?
Well, let me tell you about myself. I'm a pleasant fellow, charming, honest, ambitious, quite bright, and very modest.
I don't think we should be talking this way.
I often do things I shouldn't. Go ahead, take the book. It's by Heinrich Heine, happens to be Jewish, I believe.
That doesn't matter.
You're quite right. Good. And after you return it, I'll ask you how you like it, and we'll talk about it for a while, and we'll talk about life and how we feel about things, and it can all turn out quite pleasant.
Oh, hello, Fiedka. Can I help you with something?
No, thank you.
Oh, you forgot your book.
No, it's mine.
Thank you, Hava.
Good day, Hava.
Good day.
Fiedka.
Good day, Fiedka.
yesterday when they were small.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the days. Seedlings turn overnight to stars.
Amen. Amen. Ah, here's our beloved rabbi. May he be with us for many, many years.
Amen.
Amen. I'd like to announce the following. The bride's parents are giving the bride and groom a new feather bed. And 2 pillows.
Goose pillow.
Goose pillows. And this pair of candlesticks. Now, in our joy, let us not forget those who are no longer with us. Our dear departed. Those who lived in pain and poverty and hardship, and those who died in pain and poverty and hardship. But enough tears. Let us be merry and content, like our good friend Laser Wolf, who has everything in the world, except a bride. But Laser has no ill feelings. As a matter of fact, he has a gift he would like to announce himself to the newlyweds. Come, Laser Wolf.
Like he said, I have no ill feelings. What's done is done. I'm giving the newlyweds 5 chickens, 1 for each of the first 5 Sabbaths of their wedded life.
Blaze, you are indeed a very decent man. And on behalf of my daughter and her new groom, I accept your gracious gift. You know, there's an old saying that goes...
Red Tavia, I'm not marrying your daughter. I don't have to listen to your sayings.
Blaze, if you calm down, I was just going to say that...
Why should I listen to you? A man who breaks an agreement.
Not now, Laser. In the middle of the wedding.
I have a right to talk.
What right is that? This isn't your wedding.
It should have been.
Red Laser, don't shame Red Tevye at his daughter's wedding.
But he's shaming for the whole village.
The rabbi. Rabbi, say something.
I say, let's all sit down.
Yeah, you heard the wise words of the rabbi.
Now, I'd like to sing a little song that goes
You
like
can
this.
keep your diseased chicken.
Leave my chickens out of this. Leave me alone.
That's all what's done.
We drink on
I saw them, they drank on it.
What's done is done.
Ah, what's the butcher always up
I
to?
had a sign. My grandmother came from the grave. Son, grandmother. My grandmother came to me from the grave and told me that her grandmother was a big liar.
That's what sent you
I had a
know
sign
that.
from my grandmother. An agreement is an agreement.
What's all this screaming about? An agreement, a sign, they drank on it. It's all nonsense. Zeitel wanted to marry Model, not Laser Wolf.
A young girl decides for herself?
Why not? Yes, they love each other.
Love? He's a radical!
What happens to the matchmaker?
I know. Let's all sit down.
Musicians, play a dance,
Sit down.
Come on, dance, it's a wedding.
Some wedding.
What's he doing?
Hoochie.
Stupid.
That's a sin!
It's no sin to dance at a wedding.
With a girl? That's what comes from being a wild man at your
He's not the wild man. His ideas are a little different.
It's a sin!
It's no sin. Ask the rabbi.
Well, Rabbi?
Dancing, it's not exactly forbidden.
There, you see? It's not forbidden.
And it's no sin.
sorry, but the orders are for tonight, for the whole village. Go on, play. Play. All right. I am genuinely sorry. You understand? Of course. Come.
Come, Otto, let's take him into the house.
Well, what are you all standing around for? Clean up! I said clean up! That was some dowry you gave my daughter on her wedding. Was that necessary? Anyway, Maudlin and Zeitel have been married for almost 2 months now. They've both worked very hard, but they're both as poor as synagogue mice. And they're both so happy they don't know how miserable they are. Maudlin keeps talking about getting this new sewing machine. I realize you're very busy, God, with your wars and revolutions and plagues, floods, all the little things that bring people closer to you. But couldn't you take a minute and get it for me? Would that be so difficult? Oh, and while you're in the neighborhood, my horse is left leg. Am I bothering you too much? I'm sorry. As the good book said. Why should I tell you what the good book says?
Please, don't be upset, Otto.
Why should I be upset? If you must leave, you must.
I have to. They expect me in Kiev tomorrow morning.
So you told me. Then goodbye.
Great changes are about to take place in this country. Tremendous changes. But they can't happen by themselves.
So naturally, you feel you personally
Not
have to...
only me, many people. Jews, Gentiles, many people hate what's going on. Don't you understand?
I understand. You want to leave. Then goodbye.
Hoddle, your father, others here. They think what happened at Zeidel's wedding's just a little cloudburst and then it's over. It isn't. Horrible things are happening all over the land. Pogroms, violence, whole villages being emptied of their people, and it's reaching everywhere. It'll reach here. You understand?
I suppose I do.
I have work to do. The greatest work a man can do.
Then goodbye, Perchik.
Before I go, there's a certain question I wish to discuss with you. A political question.
This is a question?
The question of marriage.
That's a political question?
In a theoretical sense, yes. The relationship between a man and woman known as marriage is based on mutual beliefs, a common attitude and philosophy towards society,
And affection.
and affection. This relationship has positive social values. It reflects a unity and a solidarity.
And affection.
Yes, and personally I'm in favor of it. Do you understand what I've told you?
Yes. I think you're asking me to marry you.
In a theoretical sense, yes, I am.
I was hoping you were.
Then I take it you approve, and we can consider ourselves engaged, even though I'm going away? I'm very happy, Hoddle.
So am I, Perchik. When will we be married?
I will send for you just as soon as I can. It will be a very hard life, Hoddle.
It will be less hard if we leave it together.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rebtevia. I have some bad news. I must leave this place.
When?
Right away.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Perchik. We'll all miss you very much.
I also have some good news. You can congratulate me.
Congratulations. What for?
We are engaged.
Engaged? No, you're not. I know you like him, and he likes you, but you're going away, and you're staying right here. So, have a very nice trip, Perchik, and the answer is no.
Please, Papa, you don't understand.
I understand perfectly. I gave my permission to Madeline Zeitel, so you feel you also have a right. I'm very sorry, Perchik, I like you, but you're going away, so go in good health, and the answer is still no.
Papa, you don't understand.
You're not listening. I say no. We'll have to find someone else for you here in Anatevka.
Rebtevia.
What is it?
We're not asking for your permission, only for your blessing. We're going to be married.
You're not asking for my permission?
But we would like your blessing, Papa.
I can't believe my own ears. My blessing? For what? For going over my head? Impossible! At least with Zeitel and Mottel, they asked me, they begged me. But now, if I like it or not, you'll marry him. So what do you want from me? Go on, be wed, and tear out my beard and uncover my head. Tradition! You're not even asking for permission from the Papa! What's happening to the tradition? One little time I tear out the thread, and where has it led? Where has it led? Where has it led? A man tells me he's getting married. He doesn't ask me, he tells me. But first, he abandons her.
He's not abandoning me, Papa.
I will send for her as soon as I can and marry her. I love her.
He loves her. Love. It's a new style. Then our old ways were once new, weren't they? But they made the decision without parents, without a matchmaker, nothing. What then? Did Adam and Eve have a matchmaker? Yes, they did. And it seems these two have the same matchmaker. They're going over my head, unheard of, absurd. For this they want to be blessed. Impossible! I'll lock her up in her room. I could. I should. But look at my daughter's eyes, so hopeful. tradition. Children, you have my blessing and my permission.
Oh, thank you, Papa. You don't know how happy this makes me.
What else could I do?
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Papa. What am I going to tell your mother? Another dream?
Perhaps you could tell her something. That I have a rich uncle.
Please, Perkin. I can handle my own wife, thank you. Golda. Golda! Hello, Golda. Golda, I've just been talking with Perchik and Hoddle.
Well?
Well, they seem very fond of each other.
Well?
I've decided to give them my permission to become engaged. I have to go inside.
What? Just like that? Without even asking me?
Who asks you? I'm the father.
Who is he? A pauper? He has nothing, absolutely nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say he has nothing. I hear he has a rich uncle. A very rich uncle. He's a good man, Golda. I like him. He's a little bit crazy, but I like him. And what's more, Hoddle likes him. Hoddle loves him. So what can we do? It's a new world, Golda. A new world. Love. Golda? Do you love me?
Do I what?
Do you love me?
Do I love you?
Well?
With our daughters getting married and there's trouble in the town, you're upset, you're worn out. Go inside, go lie down. Maybe it's indigestion.
No, Golda. I'm asking you a question. Do you love me?
You're a fool.
I know that. But do you love me?
Do I love you?
Well?
For 25 years I've washed your clothes, cooked your meals, cleaned your house, given you children, milked the cow. After 25 years, why talk about love right now?
Golda, the first time I met you was on our wedding day. I was scared.
I was shy.
I was nervous.
So was I.
But my father and my mother said we'd learn to love each other. And now I'm asking, Golda, do you love me?
I'm your wife.
I know! But do you love me?
Do I love him?
Well?
For 25 years I've lived with him, fought with him, starved with him. 25 years my bed is his. If that's not love, what is?
Then you love me.
I suppose I do.
And I suppose I love you too. It doesn't change a thing, but even so, after 25 years, it's nice to know.
Guess who I just saw? Your sister Hava with that Fiesta, and it's not the first time I've seen them together.
You saw Hava with Fiesta?
What did I make it up? When I was just at the post office, and the postman told me there was a letter there for your sister Hava.
Wonderful. I'll go get it.
I got it. It's from her intended Perchik.
Hava will be so happy. She's been waiting. But it's already open.
It happened to be open. Rivka, I have such news for you. Now, if you're in the last
You don't have to wait for the train, Papa. You'll be late for your customers.
Just a few more minutes. So is he in bad trouble, this hero of yours? Arrested? Convicted?
Yes, but he did nothing wrong, Papa.
If he did nothing wrong, he wouldn't be in trouble.
Papa, how can you say that? What wrong did Joseph do? And Abraham and Moses? They had troubles.
But why won't you tell me where he is now, this Joseph of yours?
It's far, Papa. Terribly far. He's in a settlement in Siberia.
Siberia? And he would ask you to leave your father and your mother and travel with him to that frozen wasteland and marry him there?
He did not ask me to go. I want to go. I want to help him in his work. It's the greatest work a man can do, Papa.
But Father, Abel,
Papa. How can I hope to make you understand why I do what I do? Why I must travel to a distant land, far from the home I love. Once I was happily content to be as I was, where I was, close to the people who are close to me, here in the home I love. Who could see that a man would come who would change the shape of my dreams? Helpless now, I stand with him, watching older dreams grow dim. Oh, what a melancholy choice this is, wanting home, wanting him, closing my heart to every hope that is, leaving the home I love. There where my heart is settled long ago, I must go, I must go. Who could imagine I'd be wandering so far from the home I love? Yet, here with my
but who will there be to perform the ceremony there in the wilderness?
I promise, Papa, we will be married under a canopy.
Yes, no doubt a rabbi or two was also arrested. Give my regards to this Moses of yours. I always liked him. Tell him I rely on his honor to treat my daughter well. Tell him.
Papa, God alone knows when we shall see each other again.
Then we will leave it in his hands. Take care of her. See that she dresses warm.
Remortka, did you hear the news? A new arrival at Model and Zeitels.
A new arrival?
Yes. Well, I must congratulate him. Rabbi, did you hear the news? A new arrival at Model and Zeitels.
Really?
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Can I touch it?
Touch it all you want. Just don't break it.
Mazel tov, title.
I got it.
Beautiful.
I know.
Have you tried it yet?
Yes, look.
Beautiful.
Yes, and in less than a minute, look how close the stitches are together.
Beautiful.
I know. From now on, all my clothes will be perfect. Made by machine. No more handmade clothes.
The rabbi.
Mazel tov.
Rabbi, is there a blessing for a new sewing machine?
Certainly. There is a blessing for everything. Baruch Kato Adonai Eloheinu Yitzhak Rabin. Amen.
Amen.
Mazel tov,
Thank you for coming, Mama. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mazel tov. Thank you. Thank you, Mendel. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi.
And the baby, how is the baby?
He's fine, Mama.
Oh, good afternoon, Bianca. Good afternoon. I came for the shirt. It's ready.
Look, it's my new sewing machine.
I see. Congratulations. Good day. Good day.
Well, Michael, how does it work?
It's an amazing thing. You work with your foot and your hand.
I will, but I'm afraid.
Oh, well, let me talk to your father.
No, that will be the worst thing. I'm sure of it.
Let me try.
No, I'll talk to him. I promise.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good day.
Good day. Father, what were you really talking about?
Nothing. We were just talking. Papa, Fiat and I have known each other for a long time.
Father, I would prefer that you and he remain friends at a distance. You must not forget who you are and who that man is.
He has a name, Papa.
Of course he does. All God's creatures have names.
Fiatke is not a creature, Papa. Fiatke is a man.
Who says he isn't? It's just that he's a different kind of man than we. As the good book says, each unto his own kind, which means a bird may love a fish, but where would they build a home together?
The world is changing.
No! Some things don't change for us. Some things will never change.
We don't feel that way.
We?
Fiatke and I want to be married.
Are you out of your mind? Do you know what this means to marry outside the faith? No, Father. I say no. Never speak of him again. Never speak about him again. Never.
But Papa!
Never speak to him again. Do you understand me?
Yes, Papa, I understand you.
Oh, good, you're finally here. It's late. It's time for supper. Let's go home.
I want to see Martle's machine.
You can see it some other time. It's late.
Golda! I want to see his machine now. You better be quiet before I get angry. And when I get angry, even flies don't dare to fly.
I'm very frightened of you. After supper, I'll faint.
Woman!
Go home.
I am the man of the house. I am the head of this family. And I want to see his machine now. Now we can do it. can that miserable horse of mine complain about his leg? Dear God, if you can make me walk on 2 legs, why can't he on 3? I know. Very upset about my horse. After all, he's one of your creatures who has the same rights as I do. The right to be sick, the right to be hungry, the right to work like a horse. And I'm sick and tired of pulling this cart. I'll push it along.
Tevya!
What is it?
Your father! I've looked all over for her. Can't find her anywhere. I even went to the priest.
What?
He told me. She left with Fiedka. They were married!
Married? Go home. We have other children at home. You have work to do. I have work to do. Go home. Ava is dead to us. We will forget her. Go home. Little bird, little harbor, I don't understand what's happening today. Everything is all a blur. All I can see is a happy child, the sweet little bird you were, harbor, harbor. Little bird, little harbor, you are always such a pretty little thing, everybody's favorite child. Gentle and kind and affectionate, a sweet little bird you were, harbor, harbor.
Pop, I want to talk with you. Papa, stop! Papa, at least listen to me. Papa, I beg you to accept us.
Accept them? How can I accept them? Can I turn my back on everything I believe in? On the other hand, can I turn my back on my own daughter? But can I deny my faith? My people? If I tried to bend that far, break. On the other. No! There is no other hand! No, Papa!
Papa!
No!
Papa!
No!
Golda, are you home? I got the boys I told you about. Golda, darling, here they are, wonderful boys. Golda, both learned boys from good families, each of them a prize, a jewel. You couldn't do better for your girls. Just right, from the top of the tree.
I don't know, Yenta. My girls. They're still so young.
So what do these look like? Grandfathers? Meanwhile, they'll be engaged, their futures all signed and sealed. No looking around, nothing to worry about.
Well, which one for which one?
What's the difference? Take your pick.
Golden, is Rep Tevye home?
Yes, but he's in the barn. Something the matter?
Call your father.
What's the matter? Why is everybody standing around like a herd of goats?
Rep Tevye, have you seen the constable today?
No. Why?
There are some rumors in town. We thought because you know him so well, you would tell you what is true, what is not.
What kind of rumors?
Someone from Zolden told me that there was an edict issued in Petrograd. And all.
I see you have company.
These are my friends, Your Honor.
It's just as well. What I have to say is for their ears also. Tevye, how much time do you need to sell your house and all your household goods?
Why should I sell my house? Is it in somebody's way?
I came here to tell you that you are going to have to leave Anatevka.
And how did I come to deserve such an honor?
Not just you, of course, but all of you. At first, I thought you might be spared, Tevye, because of your daughter Hava.
My daughter! My daughter is dead.
I understand. At any rate, it affects all of you. You have to leave.
But this little corner of the world has always been our home. Why should we leave it now?
I don't know why. There's trouble in this world. Troublemakers.
Like us?
You aren't the only ones. Your people must leave all the villages. Zolodin, Reblevka, the whole district must be emptied. I have an order here, and it says that you must sell your homes and be out of here in 3 days.
And you who have known us all your life, you carry out this order?
I have nothing to do with it. Don't you understand?
Yes, I understand.
And what if we refuse to go?
You'll be forced out.
We'll defend ourselves.
Yes!
Fight! Against our army, I wouldn't advise it.
I have some advice for you. Get off my land! This is still my home, my land. Get off of it!
You have 3 days.
After a lifetime, a piece of paper can get me out.
Maybe we should get together with the people of Zolden. Maybe they have a plan.
We will defend ourselves, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
That's very good. And we'll all end up blind and toothless.
Rabbi,
We've been waiting for the Messiah all our lives. Wouldn't this be a good time for him to come?
We'll just have to wait for him someplace else. Let's start packing.
He's right. But I'll see you before I go.
3 days.
I still have over 100 bottles of vodka. What am I supposed to do with those?
Where am I supposed to go with a wife, her parents, and 3 children?
Well, Anatevka hasn't exactly been the Garden of Eden.
That's true.
After all, what have we got here? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A pot.
A pan.
A broom.
A hat.
Someone should have set a match to this place years ago.
A bench.
A tree.
So what's a stove?
Or a house.
People who pass through Anatevka don't even know they've been here.
A stick of wood.
A piece of cloth.
What do we leave? Nothing much. Only Anatevka. 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 Underfed, overworked. Anatevka. Where else could Sabbath be so sweet? Anatevka, Anatevka, intimate, obstinate, Anatevka, where I know everyone I meet. Soon I'll be a stranger in a strange new place, searching for an old familiar face. From Anatevka I belonging, Anatevka, tumble down, work a day, Anatevka, dear little village, little town of
It's just a place.
Our forefathers have been forced out of many places at a moment's notice.
Maybe that's why we always wear our hats.
We'll be staying with Uncle Abram. He doesn't know it yet.
I wish you and the baby were coming with us. We'll be staying in Warsaw until we have enough money to join you.
Michael, I want you to be careful with these. My mother and father, may they rest in peace, gave them to us on our wedding day.
Come, children, help me pack the rest of the clothes. Golda, darling. I just had to see you before I left because I have such news for you. Do you remember yesterday I said I didn't know where to go, what to do with these old bones? Well, now I know. I'll tell you. You want to hear? Golda, darling, all my life I've dreamt of going to one place, and now I'll walk, I'll crawl, I'll get there. Golda, darling, every year at Passover, what do we say? Next year in Jerusalem. Next year in the Holy Land.
You're going to the Holy Land.
You guessed. You know why? In my sleep, my husband, my Aaron, came to me and said, Yenta, go to the Holy Land. Usually, of course, I wouldn't listen to him because, good as he was, too much brains he wasn't blessed with. But in my sleep, it's a sign, right? So somehow or other, I'll get to the Holy Land. And you want to know what I'll do there? I'm a matchmaker, no. I'll arrange marriages, yes. So I'm going to the Holy Land to help our people increase and multiply. It's my mission. So goodbye, Golda.
Goodbye, Yenta. Go well and in peace.
Maybe next time, Golda, we will meet on happier occasions. But in the meantime, we suffer. We suffer. We suffer in silence, right? Of course, right.
Golda! Golda, hurry, we have to hurry. Come, Golda, we have to leave soon.
Leave. It sounds so easy.
They'll all be with us soon. We'll all be together. Martel, Cycle, and the baby. You'll see. That Martel's a person.
And Hodel and Perchik, when will we see them?
Since when do they come visiting us from Siberia every Saturday? You know what she writes. He sits in prison, she works. Soon he'll be set free, and together they'll set the whole world upside down. She couldn't be happier. And the rest of the children will be with us.
Not all.
All. Come, we have to get going. Come.
I need to sweep the floor.
Sweep the floor?
I don't want to leave a dirty house.
Well, Tevye, I'm on my way.
Where are you going, lady?
Chicago, in America. My wife, Ruma Sarah, has a brother there.
That's nice.
I hate him. But a relative is a relative. Goodbye, Tevye.
Goodbye, lady. Cycle! They finished in the house.
Almost, Papa.
Papa! Papa will see you. I want him to. I want to say goodbye to him. He won't listen, but at least he will hear. But maybe it would be better if I went inside and told Mommy you were here first.
Papa!
Papa, we came to say goodbye. We too are leaving this place. We are going to Krakow.
We cannot stay among people who can do such things to others.
We wanted to tell you that. Goodbye, Papa. Mama?
Yes, we are also leaving. Some are driven away by edicts, others by silence. Come, Hala.
Goodbye, Papa, Fiedka.
God be with you.
God be with you. We will write to you in America if you like.
We will be staying with Uncle Abram.
Yes.
We will be staying with Uncle Abra. We'll be staying with Uncle Abra. The whole world has to know our business.
Stop yelling and keep packing!
Golda, I don't need advice from you. Keep packing. Cycle, don't forget the baby. Sprints up, Pilka. Bring the bundles, put them on the right. We have a boat to get and the train. Golda, we can leave these pants.
No, we can't!
Fine, we'll take them.
Stop that! We're not in America yet! Goodbye, Papa. Mama. Goodbye, Marco.
Goodbye, Mama.
Work hard. Come to us.
I will, Reb Tevye. I'll work hard.
All right. Let's go.